Okay, I got the headlight up here now. I'm gonna preset the oven to 300. I got the tools. You should only need a drill and some Torx bits, some flathead screwdrivers, and then just the reassembling kit, which is over there, all the lights and all the good stuff, the butyl tape, and everything we need. So now let's take apart the light. We're gonna need to take off all these brackets and all the halos, every single light that's back here. We're gonna take it all out. So we don't want that stuff when it goes into the oven. Okay, so I took all this apart. Took the ballast that was here, took the bulb that was here, the halogen bulb, and I also took off the bracket and took off all the metal screws and put them where they go. Now I'm gonna put this light in the oven for about 5 minutes and see if I can start working the front cover off. I got the headlight in the oven. I put a tray underneath it and it's sitting on the brackets. Make sure the light is not touching anywhere. I got it set to 300 degrees Fahrenheit and we're gonna leave it there for about 5 minutes. All right, so this one's now finished one cycle in the oven. So now I'm gonna try to take off these clips the first time. It's probably gonna take like 2-3 cycles so I can open this completely. But you wanna start off with taking off the clips, then just try prying it slightly with a flathead screwdriver all around, and then just keep doing it as much as you can. Just don't break these tabs and don't break nothing in here. Quick little tip. When I mean you gotta take these clips off, you just wanna stick this in here, just bend it a little bit. You don't wanna completely bend this, and you don't wanna take this in the groove and twist it completely, because then you're gonna notch this, and it's gonna be harder to seal later. So just go easy and take your time, do as many cycles as you need. Okay, so now I'm at the second cycle of this light, and I was able to pry it out. Now you see it's coming off. You just wanna work it, make sure the clips are off, and work it all the way around now. All right, and just like that, this piece comes off. Now we gotta work on the next one. All right, so now that we got the lens off, this channel, it still has some butyl tape from the factory. We're gonna have to take all of it off. It's gonna be a long taking task, but we gotta make sure we get that all off so when we put our new butyl, it will actually sit there nice and seal it good. I got the other one back in the oven at 200 degrees, so I turn the temperature down so we can melt the butyl. The butyl is easier to take off if it's hot. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. All right, so the butyl is now nice and warm. It's kind of coming off a little bit better. See that? You're gonna have to work it all the way around. It is gonna break. It is a little bit brittle. And it is a pain in the butt, but you gotta make sure you do this right so you can seal the light back up and have no problems. Okay, so I took off 4 more Torx screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this piece right here, this bezel, will actually come off. And we're gonna take that aside because we're gonna have to take all this apart. And now I'm actually gonna try to remove many components so I can stick it right back into the oven and heat it up some more so I get more of this butyl off. All right, so I had to get a bigger pry tool, and all you gotta do is just pry this out, and this will pop out, and you can swivel it. And to get the demonize on here, you actually gotta take this piece off, and it has 3 screws holding it into it. You take those off, and then this could come off, and now we're just gonna undo this. All right, so I finally got the glass piece out of this bezel. All you gotta do is just pry these. There's 3 clips, you gotta pry them out, and then this will slide out. So now let's put our Hellcat one in there. I went ahead and secured the light for the demonize. I put the chip facing backwards because I feel like that might look better, but we'll see how it looks. Now I'm gonna put this back together with the ballast and the bezel over there, and let's see how it looks. Right, so I got the demon eye in there. This is how it looks afterwards. Now we're gonna work on getting this. This is the factory, the LED strips that come around. I'm gonna take that out and I'm gonna unplug it. Now we're gonna move on to this part. We're gonna have to separate this. This is a 2-piece system, and we're gonna get these old OEM ones out and put the LED strips in there. Look at my girl that in there. Oh yeah. So I took all the screws out of the back. There's about 12 of them. Then this piece right here will come off, and then it has some tabs that you're gonna have to bend out of the way. And then this whole piece separates. Now we can take out the OEM ones. The OEM ones just simply come out like this, and that's it. It's pretty simple. Now we're gonna put our new LED flow series on here and in both channels and make sure everything lines up. So when you place the LED strips, you wanna make sure they line up and sit good. And it's also good practice. Put a little bit of glue, extra glue behind them so you have no problems. Now we're gonna move on and do the halos. So I got the halos on there. It just simply presses on there, and it's a tight fit. And then make sure you put some glue on the back and you should be good to go. Okay, so I got the daytime running lights in and the halos and 2 silica packets inside of the light just in case there's any moisture from the heat. And now we're gonna make sure we feed the wires through and then make a hole in the cover. So just like that, we got the headlight all back together. Everything's all bolted. Just do another fitment, make sure everything's in nice and tight. Again, throw a little bit of glue here and there just to make sure you never have to go back in here. All right, so now the lights are all assembled. I'm gonna take them downstairs and test fit the lights before we close everything on up and put the butyl sealant all over it. We're gonna go now test it and make sure everything works. All right, so now I got the inverter. I'm wiring all up. It's pretty simple. It's got a red lead and a black lead. Black lead is ground. Red lead goes into the red terminal right here. And then it connects right onto our ghost module. And I also have to do another module for the demon eyes. So just go ahead and plug in. You know, like I said, it's pretty simple. Red to red, black to ground, and we should be good to go. So now we got everything all wired up, and we're gonna actually test fit the lights, put them on here, and make sure all the components work. Now we got the butyl tape out. You wanna lay it on the channel nice and evenly spread, and make sure you cover the whole thing, and then we're gonna put it in the oven for a few minutes so it heats up, and then we're gonna stick the cover on there. All right, so we laid on the light on top of the butyl. Want to make sure you get it as close as you can because you can't really take this piece off that many times. So make sure you lay it on good and make sure every clip is pressed. All right, so I just sealed it all up. I'm going to stick it back in the oven just to make sure I can make sure all the clips are on and everything is good. And I want to make sure it gets a good seal. All right, so now I'm just doing some finishing touches. I put a grommet in here. I'm going to slide the wires through here, poke them out, and then put a little bit of silicone around here. I want to see how tight it is around here. Just made a hole and a grommet. That's it. All right, and just like that, everything's all wired up, reassembled. I'm still working on tucking all the wires in and getting all of that looking pretty. But that's it, guys. That's how you turn your basic old daytime running lights and your halos. And I got the snorkels and the LED strip back there I'm still working on. But that's it, guys. And that would just drastically change the look of your car. So like and follow for more, and leave a comment down below. Thank you, guys.